Good afternoon, my dear students of honors fourth year. Hope you all are well. And first of all, I would like to welcome to my first online class for honors fourth year, Department of English, Government Technical College. I'm well and hope you are also well in this pandemic situation. And of course, you are maintaining the rules and regulations of health hygiene. And I hopefully can say that we can meet soon in our favorite campus. Okay, so now let's talk about our today's class. Today I'll start with my class with the text The Hairy Ape. I have already taken some classes in the college campus, and I have finished the two texts, already text, that is the Waiting for Godot, and that's we are about to start in The Hairy Ape. So okay, so now let's talk about our today's topic, and I'm sharing the screen. Hope you can see. If you have any problem, if you face any technical problem, of course, you just mention the comments in the comment box. And if you have any question about today's topic, and of course, you will make your questions in the comment box. And of course, after the end of the class, I'll try to answer your questions because this is a live class. And of course, you have many questions to make me, and of course, you will do in the comment box. Okay, so here's a picture you can see. Here's a picture that means some people were there and they were quarreling and they look so ugly, so healthy. I mean, the bodybuilding, and some are trying to expand. That means they're trying to stop the quarrel. So this is the scene that you have to understand what type of scene is it and what does it mean. Two people are quarreling. And of course, two people are quarreling, and one person was very aggressive to, I mean, hit the other person, and some other person are trying to stop him. So this is the situation because in our, I mean, in the context of our country, if you see about anything, that is, some people are quarreling and some people are trying to stop them because, of course, there is they have the sense that they're quarreling and the aggressiveness, because aggressiveness is not the rules that he or she, I mean, he will hit by himself by showing his aggressiveness. So that's why another person is trying to stop him. And this quarrel means our aggressiveness, our mindful or respectful. That means if you, whatever you think in your mind, and it will show that what do you think in the present situation. Some people think about the personal reason where you are going there to do in your job service or any works. But if you feel very tortured, tyranny in your family reason, that personal reason, that will be affected on your service station or in your works. So that is the reason happening because he was trying to hit, but rather than that, you can see that he was very aggressive in his for his personal reason, and that's now he's trying to affect his quarrel. So okay, so you just think about this picture. This is what basically means by showing this picture. Then another picture you can see, that is the two gorillas. They are looking at somewhere. So gorilla means here you'll find that they are totally outburst. That means they are totally insane. Insane. They have no any. I mean, they're in the panical disorder. In front of them, if anyone is there, they will not understand anything. Just what does it mean or what they have to do. They'll just kill. They'll just attack because they have the power. There's a muscle that you can see the gorilla. So if you compare the gorilla with the person, the people, that's you will find that is the gorilla is like one kind of person, because there are many persons, there are many people in our society that will find themselves with the gorilla. In the present situation, if you see, there are many incidents in our country that will be happening day by day, and we are listening every day when we open the newspaper or the news in the TV, and of course social media, Facebook or YouTube. So what does it mean? That's the person, the person. The people, among the people. There's a chaos. There is a confrontation. There's a war. So is that one kind of gorilla? So of course, those people who are engaged in that type of situation. So of course, you can compare with those people. Compare those people with the gorilla. So the some people are like gorilla. So that's why I'll try to compare with those people with the gorilla. So that's what the scene, the picture is given here by showing that you can identify the gorilla among the people, or you can identify the people among the gorillas. So our today's text, that is the Hairy Ape by Eugene O'Neill. So the picture, earlier you saw the picture, gorilla. So of course, gorilla signifies the hairy ape. The hairy ape. Ape is one kind of, that means you can say that is the gorilla. And the hairy, that means there's a big hair, because the covering the body, the hair, it's like looking gorilla, and that's why the author gave the name the hairy ape, and by using O'Neill. So this is a drama and a fiction. And this drama has been written by Eugene O'Neill, who is an American playwright. And the hairy ape signifies the gorilla. The hairy ape signifies the people who are in under, the attitudes of gorilla. So there's a picture, look like that is, you can see that is a man looks very angry, very aggressive among the and behind him there's a mouth. It's so scareful, discomfort, because the mouth is so scaring, and then the mouth is trying to attack this person, so for angriness. So these significances is very important to know, all of you, the title and the meaning of the title, the Hadiah, by using only. So of course you have to remember the text, the name of the text, that is the Hadiah. It's a drama, it's a fiction, and the author name is Eugene O'Neill, who is an American playwright. Okay, now let's talk about about the author. There's a picture of the author. You said that's the picture. Eugene O'Neill is an American playwright, and Eugene Gladstone O'Neill was an American playwright and Nobel laureate in literature. So he's very famous because he is a Nobel laureate in English literature, and his politically titled plays were among the first to introduce into U.S. drama techniques of realism, because he's the only author that he tries to introduce the U.S. drama techniques of realism. Because if you identify the realism from the drama techniques, this is the first person of Eugene O'Neill, who was an American playwright and of course Nobel laureate in literature, and his poetical literature title plays the introduction of U.S. drama techniques. And then let's talk about the born, that means 16 October 1888, Languedoc Square. Eugene O'Neill was born and died 1953. It's November 27, Kilachand Honors College, Boston, Massachusetts, in the United States, where he died at the end of life, and of course, where he had written many plays and he did the works in that time in the United States. And there are many books of Eugene O'Neill. The first of all, The Days Without End, the famous book, and there are many more books. And if you talk about the spouse, that's Carlotta Monterey, and he is also, the spouse, so 1929 up to 1953. That means the spouse also died in the same year. So there is the Agnes Bolton. There are three spouses. The first one is Carlotta Monterey, and The second is Agnes Bolton, and the third is Kathleen Jenkins. So the one spouse died with him the same year, 1953. So these are the things about Eugene O'Neill, and if you like to know more things of Eugene O'Neill, of course you will get in your books or online, and of course you can study. Okay, so now let's talk about the characters because today I'll finish with the characters. There are some characters in this play, and there are major characters and there are some minor characters. So you have to identify the characters by saying that the major characters and minor characters. So young, this is a protagonist character, this is a major character, and in this play you'll find as an antagonist character. So antagonist is the characteristics in this play that you'll find in its characteristics, but but reality is that Young is the protagonist character in this play. So here that's the play's antagonist. Young works as a fireman. So Young is the name of the character as a protagonist character, and he works as a fireman on a transatlantic ocean liner. Okay, so as a fireman, what can she? And as a fireman, that's you'll find this is of course obviously the muscle man, the strong man, and fireman for what? Fireman on a transatlantic ocean liner. There's a big ship in the transatlantic ocean liner, and there's a big ship. There are many firemen at the fire castle, and Young works as a fireman in the transatlantic ocean liner. The play follows his quest to find a sense of belonging in the modern industrial society. Okay, so that's very important to know all of you that the play follows his quest. I mean, the young quest to find a sense of belonging in modern industrial society. And Young, whose real name is Bob Smith. So Young, what is the real name of Young? Bob Smith. When you'll find in the literally that's the Bob Smith, but in these characters, the situation you'll find the name Young. And of course, when you read the drama, so line by line, so here's the name is the Young. So Young, whose name is real name is Bob Smith, was born in New York City and was brought up in a lower class family. So Young was born in New York City rather than he was brought up in a lower class family. So he belongs to a poor family. Young is a burly, sometimes menacing figure, was difficult with thought. He is known to take the physical position of Rodin the thinker when the processing information or dealing with the problem. That is the point. Rodin's the thinker in these texts, you'll find the Young as a comparison to this character, the thinker, the text, the physical position. That is, Young is a muscle man, Young is a big man, and of course, Young is an angry man. Wherever you can find this information when dealing with the problem. So Young is a burly and menacing figure. That is a muscle man figure, and of course, who has difficulty to with thought. So there's a weak point for Young that he is very angry with anybody, and he is a muscle man. And of course, as a muscle man, some people try to show the muscle by showing this. Okay, fine, I am the powerful person, and I can do anything, and I can hit anyone. It's nobody can hit me. So this is the perception of Young. That is the final effect of the Young. That's will find the the poor condition of Young. Okay, fine. He's a muscle man. He's a powerful person. He's a menacing figure. That's okay. But he can never think that I'm the only the big power and I can do anything. I can destroy. So that's the very bad thing. That's why the Eugene O'Neill tried to show this character Young as an antagonist character. And that's why this is the first line. Here I'll try to show you that the place antagonist. Okay, this is the antagonist character, and Young as a and of course he's a poor man, he's a poor person, he's from the lower class family, so never he can show that he's a person of he's a great man. It's not like that, and that is the problem of this character, because in our society also we think that some people think that okay fine, I'm very handsome, or I'm very the muscle man, and so I am the big person. And some people think that I have many money and I am very rich. So I am the powerful persons in the society, in the country. So that's also the bad concept in themselves, because only by showing your muscle, only by showing your power, I mean the money, that's you're gonna think that you were the destroyer. You can destroy anything by showing that. So that's the wrong concept. Because in each and every point, you have to think about the final. I mean, the ultimate goal is very bad in your character. Okay, so now let's talk about another character, that is uh, the Mildred Douglas. That means the another protagonist character, and you could say that is the Mildred Douglas is the heroine of the character, as another protagonist character, and it's a female character. And of course, you have to think about the sometimes in this situation. So Mildred Douglas, that's a, if you talk about Mildred Douglas, the frail, impetuous 20-year-old daughter of the owner of Nazareth Steel, because the Mildred Douglas is the daughter of a businessman. There's another steel company limited, and she is the owner of the Nazareth Steel. Because where that you'll find that the young or the other firemen were working in the forecastle of the ship, and Mildred Douglas' father is the owner of the company. So that means Mr. Douglas belongs to a rich family, and he's a high class family person. So Mildred has enjoyed the advantages of all of life's monetary privileges and has no real knowledge of work or hardship, because she's a daughter of a rich family. So she didn't work anything, she didn't think about the hard work, and always she thinks that okay, fine, I'm the person that I can like the big great person. And of course, this is the mind concept in anybody itself, because she has been brought up in a royal family. Whatever she wants, she's finding, and she's thinking about anything. So that is the personal image problem of anyone, that anyone can think about the reality. So Mildred Douglas has enjoyed the advantages of all life. Whatever she wears, she gets, and she phrases enjoyable life. I mean, the enjoyable life, free life. So she has no any knowledge of the personal experience. I mean, the practical experience, that is the work, the workers, the hard working, is everything. The environment, the bad environment of the society. So, in an attempt to understand the poorer classes, she does service project and studied sociology in college. And rather than she studied sociology in college, with the Douglas reaction, and the ultimate scene we'll find in the text, I mean the play, with the Douglas with the young. So what type of situation was there? Mildred's reaction to young causes is class awareness, because Mildred Douglas is from high class family and Young is from lower class family. And Young is a hard worker, and he works as a very hard with his tiny dresses, dirty dresses. And Mildred is a fresh and always, I mean, the ready sentiment. And when he saw, I mean, Mildred Douglas saw the character Young, sweat reaction is, oh my god, what a person, that's what a dustbin, like a dust. So Mildred Douglas reacts to see the young the characters as a dirty, as a dustbin. As a class awareness, as you'll find from this text, the frail, impetuous 20-year-old Mildred Douglas. So this important character for all of you, of course, you have to know the character Mildred Douglas. Okay, now let's talk about the another character, that is Mildred's aunt. There's a person always with Mildred Douglas, and of course she tries to show the pompous life by showing that she is also from the aristocratic family, and she is also from the high class family. A stuffy, fat, middle-aged aristocratic woman who is intensely critical of Mildred's involvement in social work. And Mildred's aunt has no taste for deformity and things. Mildred makes the poor only feel poorer with her presence. And she is also like that. And she never thinks that there's a dirty place, that's you should not go there. And there are poor people, no, you should not go there. And Mildred's aunt is always with Mildred Douglas to take care of her and to know about her, that you will not go there, you will not do this, this is the place. I mean, there's a kinds of counselor. So Middle Douglas and Middle Sons is together where they will go move. Okay, so now the next slide. Now we'll talk about the another character that is a Paddy. There is also an important character, Paddy, an old man, old and wise Irishman. So there are three things. Paddy is an Irishman. He is old, and of course he is wise. Who works with the young as a fireman. That means Paddy is also a worker as a fireman aboard the ocean liner. I have already discussed earlier about the characteristics of young. Paddy, known for drunkenness, thinks the firemen are forced to do slave labor. Paddy reminisces about his days working on a clipper ship where men were free. Because some people were working as there, but Paddy is also a wise man, and of course he always tried to take the drink. Always he was drunk. I mean, this drunk, and Paddy. That means you can say this as an old man, and of course the counselor of everybody. If anyone is in a problem, I mean, in the fireman, the fire castle, so Paddy tries to show the counseling by saying the counseling to the man and of course to the young. So that's why Perry is the important character from this text because Perry always makes the situation by showing the his own experience, own knowledge. So that's why here I say there's a working on a clever ship where men were free, as according to Perry. Now let's talk about the next character, that is the number five, Long. It is also an important character. A fireman, Long is also a fireman. A fireman aboard the ocean liner who preaches Marxism. That means he believes in Marxism. Long takes Young to New York City to prove to Young. That means Long is the assistant of Young. Whenever Young tries to do this, Long is just as works as the assistant. And Long takes Young to the New York City, where Young was trying to go there to prove to Young that all members of the upper class are the same because Long is also from the poor class family, lower class family, and Long has some taste to know about the higher class people's characteristics. That whether Young was trying to go there, Long was the assistance of Young, always. Okay, so now let's talk about the minor characters. So like the secretary. Secretary works at the IWW office. That means the New York City, the International Works, International Workers Work Committee office. And by taking the all the workers, there is an office, there is an organization, and the secretary works in the IWW office in New York City. And he comes to believe that Young works with the government and throws him out of the streets. Because when Young decided to join this organization, International Workers Organization, and the secretary takes it or works and again for Young's behavior, secretary throws him out on the street. So this is also minor character, and of course you should know. And another character is the gentleman. There is a character well you will find in the play. There is a member of the upper class. Of course, this gentleman is a member of the upper class family, and he calls the police because Young calls him to miss a bus. Because in the street, Young meets the gentleman. A gentleman is just only for showing that he's very gentleman, but Young is not gentleman. That's when Young takes Messi with this person. So this gentleman calls the police, and because Young, it's causes him to miss a bus. So there's a character that you'll find in the text in the street, the situation. So these are the characters in this play. This is most important play in English literature because in this play there is a small play. There is no any act in this play, only one act and only 8 scenes. In other plays, you'll find there are some 4 or 5 or 6 acts, and in every act consists of some scenes, 2, 3, 4, 5 scenes. So that means this is a play. But in this play, just you will find only one act, and the only there are 8 scenes in this play. So you will find the whole play showing in 8 scenes. So of course I'll try to discuss in the next class by showing that in the scene because by scene you will find your characteristics, your things, and of course we'll try to discuss the scenes by scenes, whatever is true. So Young and Mildred Douglas are the protagonist characters in this play. but there are few characters, and of course you can things about things. Okay, so now let's talk about the next two characters. That is the second engineer and the guard. That is the minor characters. The second engineer escorts Mildred Douglas in the stock hole of the ocean liner. That means in this ship you'll find the character. When Mildred Douglas decides to see the Faircastle and the ship, second engineer escorts in the stock hole to the ocean liner, and the second engineer warns Mr. Douglas that her white dress will ruin, but she ignores it. The second engineer tries to persuade Mr. Douglas, Madam, if you go there, this fire castle, so of course your dress will be ruined and your dress will be dirty. So please. But Mr. Douglas ignores him, didn't answer, and that's Mr. Douglas forced him that of course she will go there. So this is the minor character, the second engineer you'll find in the ship. And the next character is the guard. That's also important character. If you say there is a minor character, but it's an important character. The girl works at the prison where Young is held after causing the gentleman to miss his bus. Because in one situation in the scene that you'll find that the Young has been captivated in the jail. And in the jail, in the prisons, you'll find the guard. And the guard shoots water at Young when he bats the birds of his cell back because Young was trying to like that's the break the jails the bird the previous bird the guard shoots water at Young that's you never do this. So this is the characteristics of Young that you'll find in the confrontation between the guard and the Young at the end of the play. So these are those the minor characters. So okay, thank you all because today I'll just discussed the characters and the title and the author in this play. And in the next class, I'll discuss the total play, total drama, the scene by scene. There are only 8 scenes, and that will be finished in the next class. So now, if you have any questions, please tell me in your. I'm checking the comment box. Whatever you have any problems. Still that in the comment box there is no questions regarding this play. No problem. If you have any other questions regarding online class or regarding our departments, so please you can ask me. You can ask me. So there is no questions. Okay. So thank you very much. And in the next class, and of course, before the class, I'll inform you in the group by showing the status. Yes, I'll take the class tomorrow. And my next class will be held on the area, the scenes, the concept and the theme. So till that, you will be okay. And I love this.